What up? It's Jimmy from odds.com. This is a clip from our big NCAA basketball show. Thank you guys so much for your support. Let's have a big Friday. Start the weekend right, full of cash. Max, you've picked marquee games for this huge Friday, March 12th card. Let's get right to work. We start at 11:30 a.m. Eastern, bright and early. Big Ten tourney quarterfinal. Maryland Terrapins 16-12, 9-11 in the Big Ten versus number 4 Michigan Wolverines 19-3, 14-3 in the Big Ten. We're at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, Indiana. Michigan opening up as 8-point favorites. We haven't seen a lot of movement here. A couple books hanging 7.5, a couple books hanging 8.5. This total opened up at 133.5. It's down to 133. So not a lot of movement here in Maryland, Michigan. Maryland's won 5 straight. They were playing good basketball. Oh, sorry. Maryland had won 5 straight. Sorry. It's late here. Maryland had won 5 straight and were playing good basketball before closing out the regular season in disappointing fashion. We talked about this a couple days ago. They lose 60-55 to Northwestern as 4.5-point favorites. Follow that with a 66-61 loss at home to Penn State as 6-point favorites. They showed everyone that they were able to turn it back on like a flip of a switch, and they defeat Michigan State 68-57 in the first game of the Big Ten tournament. The final score was not an indication of Maryland's dominance. I turned it off. They were up 19 with 7 minutes left. Eric Ayala scored 21 points. Aaron Wiggins added 19. Now, Max, can they carry it over against the Michigan team that defeated them 84-73 at home and 87-63 in Ann Arbor? Maryland won this game against Michigan State despite shooting 38.2% from the field and 30% from 3. They played clean, in-control basketball. They only turned the ball over 11 times, but they're going to have to shoot better against this Michigan team. Michigan closed out the regular season poorly. They're losing 2 of 3. They're the only team I have futures on, and it was not what I wanted to see. And they lost to Illinois at home on March 2nd. They shot just 34%. And the main thing, Max, that I hope you can touch on in your breakdown is they were beaten on the glass 42-26 in their loss 5 days later to Michigan State. They were beaten on the glass again 38-32, and they shot just 41.7%. This dominant front court has not looked so dominant lately. And maybe more concerning, senior guard Eli Brooks hurt his left ankle early in the game at the Breslin Center, did not return. Listed as questionable to play here. He averaged 8.7 points per game, 2.9 assists, hits 94.1% from the foul line, 36.4% from 3. The Wolverines will go as far as Hunter Dixon, Isaiah Livers, and Franz Wagner will take them. They do everything well, I thought, until losing 2 of 3. They shoot 48.8% from the field, 38.6% from 3, and 76.5% from the line. Big Ten tournament quarterfinals, Max. Maryland, Michigan, take it away.
Yeah, I think, Jim, with Michigan, you nailed it. The front court, and specifically Hunter Dickinson, has not been his 17 and 9 point per game type guy. And I think that when you look at Michigan, this is a group that needs other guys to step up. And I think that Shawnee Brown, in the absence of Eli Brooks, is definitely going to be counted upon. He's a 6'5" experienced guard that can give you some ball handling, takes care of the basketball, and he's going to be able to hit from all 3 levels. I think that although you lose the good free throw shooting of Eli Brooks, you still have quite a few capable 80+% free throw shooters. I think that when you're Michigan, you got to be able to box out and limit your second chance opportunities that you allow for your opponent, like you said, Jim. And with Maryland specifically, you got to disrupt their ball movement. You can't let Aaron Wiggins and Daryl Morcell throw it to Dante Scott. You can't let Hakeem Hart be able to drive and kick. This is a physical Maryland team, and I think playing them twice definitely may give you a little bit of overconfidence. I think that with Maryland, they have to do a good job of stopping Michigan from scoring on the interior, because with Brandon Johns, Austin Davis, and Hunter Dickinson, there's going to be a lot of touches going in there. And with Michigan, Mike Smith always going to play a very important role in every game, because if he gets outdueled, if he's a turnover machine, if he isn't taking good shots when his team needs him to take those shots, this is a major flaw for Michigan, and something that I think that's played out recently. When you need Mike Smith to score a bucket for you, you know you're in a bad position when it comes to the talent on this roster. I think Michigan's got to score at the free throw line. They got to score at a tempo that gets them into the 80s. And listen, with their defense, it's got to match Maryland's. Problem is, I don't think that's going to be the case. I think that you're messing with a dangerous Michigan spot situationally because of how they played most recently. But at this number, I got to take Maryland at this early game. Defense wins, and with this Maryland team, their offense has definitely been very effective lately. When you look at the fact that they're hitting 70% of their free throws, they're hitting 35% from the 3-point line, and 52% inside the arc, the defense and the offense are going together. So I'll take the points with Maryland and bite the bullet.
I completely understand why you're doing that. Do you want Maryland +8 at -110 or +8.5 at -115?
Yeah, I'll take the 8.5 at -115.
Now that 8.5 is available at Fox Bet. Those of you guys, oh no, sorry, the 8.5 I believe is BetMGM. Sorry, the Fox Bet's hanging the 8. Those of you who roll with us know that Max has to use legal licensed books in America, which makes things a little tricky and a little more difficult than it would be otherwise. +8.5 at -115 gets Max's card started on Maryland. +8.5 -115. And let me just quickly ask you this, Max. Sorry to harp on it, but those of us that are sitting with the Wolverines futures in our pocket, should we be concerned about what we're seeing?
I don't know if I would say you should be concerned, especially yet. I think that with this Michigan team, it's going to be about matchups. It's about who they have to go up against. And that's the beautiful thing about March Madness. You could end up avoiding any of the kind of teams that cause your scheme problems. I think with Maryland and the way that they beat them already this year, it's just a dangerous matchup for them to go in overconfident when they haven't been playing well. I think that this is going to be a real test of coaching, and I'm just not sure that Juwan Howard is going to have his guys ready to have that killer instinct yet. I could be completely wrong, Jim. I just think that the number says Maryland. So
No qualms with that breakdown. It makes a ton of sense to me.